and this is another episode of BYOK 2 Cents. I have missed you guys. I've decided that starting at 6 a.m. might be a little crazy because nobody's up, and the people that are up, they're getting ready for work. So I just decided, like, okay, well, why am I doing this so early? So I decided to pre-record it and just post it every day in the morning, where when people all settle in, and then you can just watch me and give you give me your feedback during the day. So that's what I decided to do. So it is still 10 o'clock, and when it is morning, I still get to play my little morning video. So here we go. It's morning. Yes, 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 it is morning. It is officially March 9th. Now, yesterday was International Women's Day, and I missed all of it. I was working. I kind of took like a little break off because sometimes you just need a little break. So that's what I did. And then that's when I decided that waking up at 6 like doing a show at 6 a.m. probably is not conducive to doing a show, like I said, because everybody is asleep. So because I'm just getting back into the realm of things for 2 cents. I just wanted to just got a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. I looked at my numbers, and it looks like 2 cent is kind of popular on the podcast, so I don't want to stop something that's actually working, right? So not much has been going on. I wanted to kind of get into this song called Sorry But Not Sorry by a rapper, Amaretta. Now, I don't even know where she's from. I have no idea, but I know Mulatto was on there, and it's the verse that Mulatto did that kind of rubbed people the wrong way, because she was trying to, like, she was telling people what Atlanta wasn't. So I want to get into, like, I want to get to that part of that verse. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm going to play that part of the verse. And also, we're going to get into what she said in response to that verse. So let me just get there, and of course share it. I just want you guys to decide if it was a diss or not, because to me it kind of sounded like a diss, and it could be impartial because I'm kind of like a fan of these people. So let me see if I can fast forward here.
What I'm ripping, I said what I said. So Migos is not Atlanta. 21 is not Atlanta. Sierra is not Atlanta. Ludacris is not Atlanta. Man, Clayco made Atlanta. Decatur made Atlanta. Rap Gang tried to play Atlanta. Outkast came and saved Atlanta. On God.
Okay, so that is what she said, and so like a lot of people was like, "What? How you gonna say that or whatever?" So I didn't even look up people's responses because I was so busy in my feelings. Like, what do you mean Ludacris is not Atlanta? Now, granted, he is from Illinois. However, when you think of Ludacris, you think of Atlanta. When you think of Sierra, you think of Atlanta. And I'm wondering if she, like, I guess because I'm not from there, I wouldn't. I guess I can't resonate with that. But in Chicago, that's just like somebody saying Kanye is not Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That was kind of like on the same length of that. Like I wouldn't expect people to know local artists, but like the mainstream people, like Twista and Crucial Conflict and Do or Die, like. You cannot say that they're not Chicago. So I kind of put it on the same wavelength of that. That's like saying Common, not Chicago. I could keep going with the Chicago artists, but I'm just saying, like, that's how I took that. So it's like, because I'm not from there, I don't know, maybe she's right, but my whole thing is those people that she named put Atlanta on the map, especially Jermaine Dupri. So when she said Rap Game tried to play Atlanta, it's like, okay, maybe you had like a little riff with Jermaine Dupri or whatever, but when you think of Jermaine Dupri, you think of Atlanta, and Escape, because that was one of his greatest groups. But I don't even want to get into that. So after this happened, and like I was in an uproar because I didn't even read other people's uproar, because I'm just like, what are you saying? Oh my god, you know what? I'm just trying to, my lips every time I record, my lips just be like, yes, we're going to be ashy. Let me see. Okay, that's much better. All right, so let me get back into it. I just don't like chapped lips. So yeah, so now we're gonna get into what she said, and it's just like, so in this article, aceshowbiz.com, it says that the 20-year-old Big Energy M Femc, whose name is Alyssa Michelle Stevens. Why do we need to know any of that? Also name drops the likes of 21 Savage and Ludacris on her verse on the song. Now, they ain't even mentioned Sierra, Migos, whatever, but it says Latto was forced to defend herself against criticism of her new music, having been accused of dissing Migos, Sierra, and other artists with Amaretta's The Greats. Sorry, not sorry. So we already saw the track. We already heard the track, but just to reiterate, she said, so Migos is not Atlanta. 21 is not Atlanta. Sierra is not Atlanta. Ludacris is not Atlanta. Then she said, man, Clayco made Atlanta. Decatur made Atlanta. Rap Gang tried to play Atlanta. Outkast came and saved Atlanta. This is what we just heard, right? So the lyrics since sparked debate on Twitter, prompting Latto to set the record straight. Y'all, I'm not dissing people I named on the verse. I'm saying so Migos is not Atlanta, 21 Sierra, Ludacris, etc., because they technically not from the city, but help make it what it is. That is not what she implied. Like, she's like, y'all ain't Atlanta. Y'all ain't even from here for real. I get that, but they put Atlanta on the map. Like, they helped put Atlanta on the map. And yes, most of the people that I named, the Chicago artists, are actually from Chicago. But so I guess maybe this is absent oranges. But it's just like, you didn't say that. You said they're not Atlanta. Then you said who was Atlanta. Then you said Outkast came and saved Atlanta. And maybe, I guess, Outkast was the only people that are from Atlanta that she named, except for Jermaine Dupri, when you said Rap Game tried to play Atlanta. So it's like, okay, you kind of came with Jermaine Dupri too, but nobody seemed to take care of it, to like took up for him. I don't know if people so mad at him cheating on Janet Jackson. I don't know. So so it says that the Ishnot Atlanta TikTok that Shade Room posted, I had just sent the verse back to Reddit and we was watching y'all eat it up in the comments. Latto, who cares about her real name, checked the background. I was literally at the studio. The clip in question was uploaded by the Shade Room on Instagram. Now, what are they talking about? Nearly a week ago. In the footage, she quoted a line from Amaretta's controversial song outro that wrote, Clayco ish not Atlanta. When one follower asked whether the song was really that big of a deal, Lotta replied, it's not a big of a deal. Clayco is the South and we not the city. She said the truth. So despite the confusing lyrics, it's not confusing at all. I feel like she was clear. Latto got praised for it. Among those who loved the new track was fellow rapturous JT. Taken to her Twitter page on the one half of City Girls. I like that. I think that it was respect because it's rap, right? So before, I don't know, now, like hip hop used to be like pretty much just talking crap, like I'm the best, I'm the this. So really Mulatto is like old school. Like, she'll call something out because it's fun, it's a song. So it's like, if Sierra got a problem with it, 21 Savage got a problem with it, Ludacris got a problem with it, let's make a song about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's serious to her. It's just like, I'm just saying some lyrics, for a song. You know what I'm saying? So I think that she's old school hip hop in the mind and everybody's just taking it real serious. But on the other hand, you can't say in a song somebody is not this and then be like, oh, they made it was what it was, but you kind of like implied that they didn't make it what it was. I guess just these are like fake Atlanta people. So I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, it's not that deep. I don't think it is, but I know that a lot of people probably got really mad about it. But like I said, I didn't look it up because I was just like, oh, Ludacris is not Atlanta. And I know he's from Illinois, but I love Ludacris. So what you're not gonna do is play on Ludacris' head. Like, that's just how I felt about that. So that's my little 2 cents on it. So before we get into the next topic, let's just get into some commercials right quick.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Miss Metchi checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi. Grab your products today at missmetchi.com/shop.
This month, CBS 3 Designs will be highlighting famous TV shows. Make sure that you check us out on Etsy. Type in CBS 3 Designs and get to shopping. Okay. Make sure you check out Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi and check out CBS3 Designs if you want to get more into that. Make sure that you check the links in the description box, and don't forget to go to www.beyourownkind.com to subscribe. Subscribe to the email newsletter. So I read somewhere. Let's be honest. I read somewhere that I'm supposed to be sending out a newsletter once a week. Now, at first, I was only doing it like every once in a while because I'm one of those people that check my emails, and as soon as my email is zero, I'll go back the next day, and my email will be like back to 100. And so I'm like, all these freaking emails. So I try not to crowd other people's email, but I'm told so you guys can remember me that I'm supposed to send a weekly newsletter. So I only promise to send a weekly newsletter, just to let you know what's going on with Be Your Own Kind, just in case like you wanna find out what new blog was posted or podcast. I have a forum going on. I have a Facebook group. All of that is on the website. So I'm thinking of new things and new interactive things to put on the website just to get you people to come, just to come join in, on the community. So of course I had to plug myself. So this next topic, I've really been trying to avoid, like with all my heart, because I really love Kanye West. Like anybody that knows me know that I love Kanye West. Like I just watched Genius this weekend with my husband, and I love it because I actually do think that he's a musical genius. Like I really do. As much as he tried to denounce being a producer and he wants to be more revered as a rapper, I still think he's like one of the greatest producers out there. I just think that he has an ear, like a special ear for certain sounds, or whatever, that just goes together. So it was kind of cool to watch that Kanye, because everybody's like, well, I miss the old Kanye, but it's like he is the same. He's the base Kanye. Like his mother even said, he's always been a little full of himself, and I don't see any less of that. I just think that when she was alive, she was like able to like tailor that and calm that down a little bit. And now that she's not here, it's just kind of like he just doing what he wanted. And then he found like a sense of family, when he married into the Kardashian family, and now that they're denouncing him, it's kind of like he's losing family all over again. It's kind of like he was close with Kim's mom and sisters and stuff, so it's kind of like he's losing a family again. And I'm saying all that because it's segueing into what I'm going to talk about. It's just like, if anybody is divorcing their ex, of course they're not going to be happy with the new person that they're dating. So I just think because he has like a big responsibility and he's like globally, he's a global celebrity, that when he does these things, it really affects people. And the fact that Pete Davidson also has a mental illness is looking like, oh, you're picking on Pete Davidson, but I don't think it's the fact of him picking on Pete Davidson. I just think it's as simple as him throwing a tantrum like, he's divorcing me, she's divorcing me, she's leaving me for this dude, and he's acting out like a 5-year-old. Like we already know that Kanye's emotional intelligence is kind of wrapped up in the bipolar, which means it might not be where it needs to be. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, if you weren't a celebrity and your wife or husband is moving on so quickly, and you're over there like still fighting for your family, and like they like bye, you would feel away, and you would might even say, oh, I can't stand who they dating, or you might even joke and make little jokes, because I know I'm a product of a divorce. My parents divorced, so when my mom would date somebody else, my dad would make little cracks of who she was dating and stuff, like, because that's normal. I just feel like when you are a celebrity, you do have the responsibility to be responsible. I can't even think of another word. Like, you can't just be like making claymations of like cutting people heads off and things like that. You can't do things like that. And even though Pete Davidson don't care about it, this is something that your kids are gonna see later. And Kim is just like, could you stop it? It's disturbing. So she thinks it's disturbing. And because he has such a big following, we have people out there that can't catch a joke, and they take the celebrity's life more serious than them. So it's just kind of like, because you are Kanye, you should not be doing said things. So by now I know that you have seen the video, of you've seen the clips of the head where he grew roses out of it, and then at the end he was just like joking. So I did finish after I watched the video, like my mouth was just like wide open, like, Oh, okay. And then that's when I thought about, well, if my husband left me and dated another girl, I would be upset. But my whole thing is, I don't have the following. Like, if I put something on my list, y'all probably be like, "Oh, she lost it." But that's like what hundreds, like 100 people, and still I have a responsibility to not like affect people and make people feel away or trigger people. I still have that responsibility, even though I have a small platform. But the fact that he has like a large platform, he really, really needs to be responsible and not trigger people, because that could have been triggering to someone that was in a dark space, that was suicidal. So that's why I'm saying, like, I just feel like he thought it was creative and he was expressing himself, because one thing that we know about Kanye is he's going to express himself. And sometimes he just does not express himself clearly, which is why I don't even understand why they even let that video. I'm trying to figure out, before we get into this, who is watching these celebrities? Like, what happened to the publicists? Back in the day with the old celebrities, the publicists covered up everything. And I don't know if they just can't, they just not quick enough with the quick draw of the hand with the social media. Because even sometimes I find myself posting something like, let me delete that. That ain't cool. So it's just like, I just need somebody to just handle the social media. Like, he was like going crazy on Twitter. So I don't know if he got banned from Twitter or whatever. Because the last thing we saw on Twitter was he was pissing on Grammys, which ironically he won a Grammy that same year. I don't know if you guys knew that. And then next thing you know, we see him on Instagram and he's spazzing out on Instagram. So to get on topic, he removed all of that stuff. Anything that was related to Pete Davidson, anything, any posts that he was posting and things of that such, like, he deleted all of that stuff. So if you didn't screenshot it, you're gonna have to look online and find all of the stuff that he did. So I just want to show you, because on I went on here just to see if he had posted anything else before I started the show, and I noticed that. See, look at his following: 15.2 million people. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. So anyway, and when, like, last week, he had a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of things, and he had those things. He does not have those things anymore. So now he has Pusha T on here, which is his friend. That it was a lot that happened while I was gone, but he had fell out with his friend Kid Cudi, which I think they'll be friends again. I just think, like, Kanye is just in his feelings and he just don't know. Like, I think he has a hard time adjusting to a new normal. Like, he went from, like, just like when his mom died, he had a hard time adjusting. So I feel like he just gotta adjust to his new normal. Like, you know divorce is like a death, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's the death of any dreams or aspirations or purpose that was attached to that relationship. They're all dead. So and so this is the thing that was kind of weird, but he says right here, because he probably was forced to delete all this stuff. And this is why I say that, because on his Instagram thing, he says, I feel already compromised that I have to justify my expression after over 20 years of art that I've contributed to the planet. But I also see the need to make sure we as a species are allowed to still feel anything. Men not allowed to cry, celebrities not allowed to cry. I will not explain this new piece, for the explanation destroys the mystery and magic of true love and puts it in a box that can be counted. Art is subjective. Art only works when it is the artist's absolute truth. Someone's truth can be another person's lie. We don't all have to feel the same, because we are not the same. Without further ado, I present to you my latest creation. It is called Dead. So now he's just putting lyrics. He's not putting videos, because I guess he's like, well, I can't express myself. And it's like, you cannot not express yourself. It's just how you express yourself. That's what it was. So now he's just giving us lyrics. And even the way he's typing, you can still hear his emotion in Instagram. There's not one punctuation mark at all in this. Like, all of that was just a run-on sentence. So what I wanted to talk about was the lyrics to Dead, because it was a little alarming. So he says, no one wanted to tell me I was dead, and only people that would talk to me were in my head. No one wanted to tell me I was dead. Only people who loved me would visit in their dreams instead. They would come to my grave and sprinkle some bread, so on my tombstone the birds would be fed. I would give new requests, but nothing was said because no one wanted to tell me that I was dead. They ran around my account like the sign said free bread, but no one wanted to tell me I was dead. My kids would dance for me in a home I once led, but kids see ghosts and didn't know I was dead. Everything was wrong in the press that I read because nobody would tell me that I was dead. I realized when people spoke to me only when they prayed because nobody would just tell or preed. I don't know. No, because nobody would just tell me, bro, you been dead. Won't anybody listen to one word I said? Of course not, sir. You know how long you've been dead. Finally, it's been a long, long time since I bled. You think someone who prides being smart as me would have known he's dead. So now every idea only exists in my head. I guess that's how people treat people who are dead. I found out one day at the newsstand in Purgatory there was a front page article of my murderer's story. I was so surprised at what it said. This info is for the living. And surprise, you're dead. So I'm wondering if he's just saying like he's not felt himself. He has not felt like himself in a very, very long time. Like this is an outcry, and everyone's making jokes about this, and it's not funny to me. It's not funny to me because this is a person who just needs a friend. And the fact that he has now just seemed like he's just cut off, and he's just here. He's just existing. It's kind of scary because now he doesn't have his family. He feels like he doesn't have anybody. That's what it's seeming like. So it's just like I just don't feel alive anymore. I just don't. Now other people went through another thing, like, well, maybe he is dead and he's what is that, ultra whatever. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I'm just going off of like the metaphor of that of he just doesn't feel alive anymore. And I think he feels like Pete murdered his family dynamic, but really Kanye might have murdered his family dynamic because it's not that people don't love you, but when you're too much, they have to think about themselves and think about their self care. And I'm wondering if that's the case of Kim. Like everyone wants to say, well, she just used him, this and that. I honestly believe they loved each other, which seemed impossible considering how much they love themselves. But I think somewhere in that, they learned they loved each other. There was something about them that loved each other, and then it just clicked out for her, and she just moved on, and he's just having a hard time dealing with that. And so, before I get off, I just noticed that he wrote something about divorce, and this is just him expressing like I don't know if people remember when his mom passed away, he released 808s and Heartbreaks, and that was a really dark album. It was cold, but it was a really dark album. So I feel like this is just in addition of his pain from the divorce, this album right here, and I think it's the same. I think it's on the same wavelength as 808s and Heartbreaks. Because 808s and Heartbreaks, he went a whole nother way. The whole album was dark, super dark. And I think Kanye grieves in his art. So that's why he's saying after 20 years I've been doing this. What's the big deal? Video, Kanye. It was just the video. So he says here for divorce. Divorce feels like a full blown COVID. Divorce feels like your doctor don't know shit. Divorce feels like you're walking on glass. Divorce feels like you're running through a glass wall. Divorce feels like you're being bullied in a class hall. Divorce feels like you're getting beat up in the mall. Divorce feels like your hand was burned on the stove. Divorce feels like your soul was dragged over coals. Divorce feels like a grandmother never got over their cold. Divorce feels like the first play of the Super Bowl and your ankle rolls. I guess when you fall over. Divorce feels like your kids were snatched from your control. Divorce feels like you've been shot and traffic is slow. Divorce feels like heavy breathing. Divorce feels like suffocating, barely breathing. Divorce feels like you are receiving a spiritual healing every evening. Divorce feels like you worked overtime all week and you ain't allowed off for the weekend. Divorce feels like you got a broken leg. I cannot read. Let me see. Divorce feels like you got broken 1,000 something. This is so small. Divorce feels like you've been set on fire for your truth, then labeled a liar. Divorce feels like Michael Myers. Jeez. Divorce feels like your teeth being pulled from pillars. Divorce feels like slower than paint and dry. So I can't read this because it's so small. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Because my eyes is not going. Oh no, it's not making it no bigger. Basically, He does not like divorce. Like divorce, I think it's kind of like correlating with what we just read, like being dead, you know. And unfortunately, even though like it's so popular, like with the documentary and Donda too, he didn't qualify for the billboards because he's selling like that new little music thing with this album. What is it? Let me see. Billboard, not counting Donda 2. Let me see. I can't think of what it was. Yeah, he's not eligible for the Billboard charts because he sold. It's saying that 24 hours after announcing the Donda 2 would be exclusive to the stem player. The stem player. Ye revealed at 1.3 million in stem player sales. Really? Who cares about the billboards? The $200 proprietary music player allows owners to remix songs as they listen. As of February 18th, Ye said he has sold 39,500 stem players so far, netting just shy of $9 million for the album's debut. That's why I don't think he cares, you know. And he says, "Wow, that revenue far surpasses what the artist can earn from streaming or sales in the same time period. One thing this release strategy will not be earning Ye is placement on the Billboard charts. I mean, who cares?" Uh, and they said that's because the album is being sold with a device that can be used for other means besides playing of the album. As such, the STEM Donda package would fall within Billboard's latest merch bundle policy, where albums sold with merchandise are not chart eligible. So it's saying Donda 2 debuted on the STEM player on February 23 following a live listening experience in Miami. The initial release included only 4 tracks, but a day later, 12 more songs were made available. The 16-track collection is now called the Miami version. It would be interesting to see how the reception of the album plays out without any chart status. Donda topped the Billboard 200 albums last year when it debuted in August. According to MRC data, it sold 309,000 equivalent albums unit, reaching 2021's top single week release to that point. It says Drake's Certified Lover Boy and Adele's 30 soon surpassed that record. So I think he doesn't. I think Kanye is trying to break the rules out the Grammys, out the Billboards, whatever. He's trying to take everything to a new level. Unfortunately, I did not get a stem player, so if this is not on Spotify, or are we supposed to be? I think we're supposed to be boycotting Spotify. But where else can I listen to music? Let me know about that. So, anyway. I don't think he cares about that. Like his career is soaring, but he's really sad. And so my heart and prayers go out to him. I understand everybody is upset, you know, want to make sure that Davidson is okay, but he's fine. He's fine. I think he's laughing it off. I think it's more so Kim is uncomfortable. So if anything, I think Pete is like looking, you know, making sure that she is okay because she's also going through a divorce. I'm just trying to figure out when do both of these people get a chance to heal. Like she jumped in a relationship. Ye's been in like 2 different relationships already, like or a couple of women, right? It was like a model, then it was this Julia chick who turned out to be like I think she tried to like dog him and say that it was just a publicity stunt. And then when Charlamagne asked her about it, she was like, he asked her was it a publicity stunt, and she was just like, um you know, kinda. And so Charlamagne got like, okay, are you just trying to be on cloud or whatever? And then come to find out, she had addictions and all of this terrible things. Then we spotted him with some woman that looks just like the Kardashian, but this is the same girl, if nobody remember, that was found with Travis Scott, like probably a couple of weeks before. So I don't know if because him and Travis are friends, so I don't know if Ye was trying to like cover for Travis by walking around with this same girl that he was just seeing at 2 a.m. That whole situation is just weird to me. Like anytime I try to look at like all of the stories like kind of match. Like it's just all weird or whatever. So my whole thing is be kind, be nice. You know, Pete got his own mental issues, and we don't need him triggering. We don't need Ye triggering Pete. We don't need Ye triggering himself because this is what's going on. Because right now he's just triggered and he's just in a dark place. But we also have to be mindful of what other people are going through. So I commend whoever whoever convinced Ye to take that off, because I think his name is Ye now, to take that off of Instagram just for the simple fact of peace. So, That's a step. That is a step. So, what are your thoughts on what we talked about today? And if there's any topics that you do want me to cover for the next BYOK 2 cents or whatever, just please reach out to me at info@beyourownkind.com. You see the stuff up here. Let me stop the screen just so you can see what I'm pointing at. Right there, you have my YouTube. Subscribe to BYOK platform YouTube channel. I'm on TikTok at Be Your Own Kind. Also, we have Twitter at Be Your Own Kind 24 and Instagram BE Your Own Kind. Help us to stir out, share. It's free. I am told that you're supposed to ask for donations. I just feel weird about that. Like I feel like if I was a nonprofit, that would be something else. But I know people give to these platforms. I mean, I put my information down there, but I just got to get into point, I guess, of just asking. And it's like, well, what would it pay for? I mean, everything has subscriptions, but like I said, I just don't feel comfortable with that. But I do have some merchandise coming up soon. So yeah, so that can be a way to donate and support the platform as well. I mean, if you do feel inclined, my Cash App and my Venmo is in the description. And until tomorrow, don't forget to be kind to yourself and to each other. Bye.